Well, hello friends, and welcome to another WSIB Truth Matters with Joe Machado, where I separate the truth from bullshit, fact from fiction in plain English. So today I have another special announcement for you that I think will make our services much more accessible for as many of you as possible. And so I'd like to talk about that. And so without any further delay, let's get at it. So, friends, for those of you who know me or of me, you know that I've been involved in this industry for over 30 years, dealing with the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board and the Workplace Safety and Insurance Appeals Tribunal. At one point, I built the largest paralegal firm in Ontario with over 10,000 clients from one end of the province to the other. And we'd settled well over $300 million in settlements for our clients in both past and future benefits. One of the things that I've always tried to do is create a program where most people can access services, whether it be initial discussions about their claim, maybe giving some guidance as to what to expect, as well as obviously providing support throughout the claim, and of course handling appeals as required. And so there are various types of models out there, and representatives from union reps to the Office of the Worker Advisor, lawyers and paralegals, and I would say by and large most try to do a good job. But I've always felt that that a lot of people were missing out. And didn't really have access to a full round array of services to really meet their needs, whether it be initial support throughout the claim or in handling appeals. So we've, as we launched our preferred legal provider network about 2 months ago, and there's been a tremendous amount of interest in that, and lawyers and paralegals getting involved. We were able to bring the best of the best in terms of dealing with WSIB appeals and the Workplace Safety and Insurance Appeals Tribunal. And these are organizations that we can refer our members to, who we know will provide good service, who are good at their business, have good track record. And of course, we've done the vetting for you. It's always difficult to find a good representative, particularly if you live in remote areas and there aren't too many lawyers or paralegals in your community. So you really have to do your homework. So we wanted to create a network that, regardless of where you are in the province, you would be able to receive some of the best representation when it comes to WSIB appeals, as well as the Workplace Safety and Insurance Appeals Tribunal. And we've also expanded into areas such as Canada Pension Disability, motor vehicle accidents, long-term disability, Ontario Disability Support Program, because a lot of these lawyers also provide services in those areas. And so we want to make sure that we can continue to provide a place where our members can receive help. So what I'm introducing today is just an extension of that. We basically wanted to create a program that was, first of all, provided the worker with a risk-free assessment. We call it a WSIB case audit. Some of you have probably heard me refer to it in the past. We've done quite a few of them over the last couple of years. So this is a very specific, in-depth, thorough analysis of the WSIB claim file and other information that is provided through discussion with the member. It's an in-depth review, and don't mistake it for going to a lawyer or a paralegal and they're saying, well, yeah, we can assess your case for free, and you have a half-hour appointment or whatever, and no, it doesn't work that way. To be able to have a really good understanding of what issues weren't dealt with properly in your claim, how to deal with them, whether the proper law was applied, because we are dealing with over 3 major legislative changes in the last 40 years, whether the proper policy was applied, whether relevant medical was considered or overlooked. There are a number of things that need to be considered, that can be considered, as well as earnings calculation. How was the LOE calculated? How were the future economic loss benefits were calculated? How are the pensions being calculated? There's so many different policies and laws that there is no way that one person, no matter how good they claim to be, would be able to identify with any reasonable degree of certainty whether or not your case was properly handled by the WSIB. So what I'm talking about is a very in-depth analysis based on a review of the facts, and then an experienced report and recommendations based on many years of experience, not a day, a week, a year, or even 5 years. Because like I said, we're dealing with legislations that span over 40 years. So we wanted to be able to provide that in a risk-free manner. And so I'm proud to introduce our risk-free guarantee. And basically that means that your case will be assessed by an expert. There will be a thorough assessment, and there will be an opinion provided. And if there's no actionable issue within your claim, in other words, there's nothing that can be done after this in-depth review, then it's no risk to you. The other thing that I think it's important to note is that sometimes a worker is so eager to address an issue in his or her claim without really understanding the implications of that decision can lead to a decision that may not necessarily be in his or her best interest. And so it's important that you're able to get representation and experienced representation from day one of your claim. So our program is based on 4 basic principles. First of all, it's a risk-free assessment of the case to determine whether or not, if there's anything that can be done, and if not, to be able to provide closure or to provide a plan as to what can be done. Beyond that, the other principle is to create appropriate submissions. So I understand how important it is to get or to resolve issues as quickly as possible. So submissions can be made while that assessment is taking place to address whether it be 1, 3, or 5 issues that are identified in the case, and to have those submissions prepared to review with the prospective member to then determine whether or not we move ahead from there. The third aspect is ongoing claim support. So there could be a number of different issues that are being addressed at different times and at even different levels of appeal. You can have something taking place at the operations level, which is where case managers and return to work specialists make decisions. You can have something being addressed at the appeals branch. That's where AROs, appeals resolution officers, make decisions on appeals. Or you can have something happening concurrently at the Workplace Safety and Insurance Appeals Tribunal. And although we try to avoid staggered appeals, and I did a video on the channel that dealt with staggered appeals and trying to avoid that, oftentimes we do get a member who has their case being dealt with at different levels. And so our role is to look at where the overall situation is, what are some of the critical aspects that need to be looked at now, and to be able to provide the member with support so that they're able to make informed decisions when needed. Number 4, obviously, the last thing that anyone would ever want to happen in their claim is to have to appeal the denial of the claim or the denial of certain benefits. We wanted to make sure that we can also provide that level of support. Thus, the reason why I created our preferred legal provider program. We wanted to make sure that if it is necessary to pursue an appeal in a claim, then we want to make sure that we can refer the file. It's a seamless transition between us and the preferred legal provider, so that they will then be able to handle the appeal. So the whole system has been developed to be able to work within those four, let's call it, criteria. And in doing that, I believe that we've created a system whereby any injured worker at whatever stage of the process can access support and pay for the support that they need, not something that they don't need. And our risk-free guarantee will definitely help with that. So visit WSIBSettlements.com and look at the section that deals with WSIB claims and the various types of support that we provide, and also how our risk-free guarantee works, because it's different in each case. All right, friends. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that our program works for you. We are continuing to improve to make sure that we can provide expert support to injured workers in a cost-affordable manner, and obviously in an experienced manner, because at the end of the day, if you win, we win. But if we don't win for you, we don't win. And that's a losing proposition. All right, my friends, if you have any questions about this or any other matter dealing with your WSIB claim, by all means, send me an email at Joe Machado at WSIBSettlements.com. All right, my friends, and as always, and until next time, take care.
We know that connecting with the right lawyer or paralegal to handle your case can be overwhelming. Do they have the expertise to handle your case? Do they have a good track record? Are they affordable? We've got you covered. LegalPro Connect takes the guesswork out of finding the right legal provider. We've already done the vetting for you and connect you with the right lawyer or paralegal. With the expertise to handle your specific issue and at preferred rates. Get connected today. Visit www.WSIBSettlements.com.